Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Machan Eira online smicha. We know that from Shevet Levi branched off two Yichusim. We have the Kohanim that come from the descendants of Aaron, and we have the Levim who are descendants of Moshe. Moshe is the first Levi, and Aaron is the first Kohen. Now, the specialty of the Kohen we once spoke about before. Today we're going to discuss a little about the specialty of the Levim and what was their, in what way were they exceptional, or what kind of honor what kind of mitzvahs are associated with the Levim. So you have to know that originally the Avodas Hashem in all serving Hashem originally was not given over to the Levim. Originally, the Bechorim, the firstborns, did the Avodas Hashem. The Gemara says in Zvachim Daf Kuf Yud Beis that before the Mishkan was erected, then everybody had a bamba. Whoever wanted a bamba, a platform where they would bring their karbanos, they were allowed. And whoever did the service, the leading of the services were done by the Bechoros. Once the Mishkan was put up, no more, you can't have any personal bamba, and the avodah is given over to the Kohanim. From now on, it was given over to the Kohanim. Why was it taken away from the Bechorim? So it says, because the Bechorim sinned first with the Egel. The Gemara, the Yerushalmi, Megillah Perek Aleph says, Shavar Hashem Mater Rishayim. The Eibishter broke the stick of the Rishayim, Elu HaBchoros. This is the firstborn that they went running to do the golden calf. And the Eibishter took their schusim away and gave it over to Levi. Now, from now on, Shevet Levi does the avodah. According to the Sifrim, by Midbar, it says it's Mekubal that Shevet Levi all the time they were in the Mitzrayim and the Midbar from all the Yidden. They were exceptional in sticking with their Tahara in Amunas HaYichud, believing in Hashem, and in the Bris Milah. The Mitzrayim and the Midbar, they were the strongest. And the Medrash and by Midbar Rabbah says that Shevet Levi wasn't even Meshubed during the time in Mitzrayim. Now, we find that because of that, the Levim are counted and they're told when, from what age to what age they're allowed to work in the Mishkan, in the Beis HaMikdash, in the Mishkan. And this is a very big controversy because we find two psukim that seem to contradict. In one place it says that the Levim started from 25-year-olds, from 25 to 50. That's when they served in the Beis HaMikdash, in the Mishkan. And another place it says it's 30. So in Bamidbar Dalid Gimel it says 30. And in Ba'aleischa, Parshas Ba'aleischa says it's 25. So this becomes a big machlekes between Rashi and the Even Ezra, the Ramban, the Mizrahi. They all discuss this. One pshat, the most common pshat, is he actually starts working at 30. But until but since it takes practice to know what to do, it takes 5 years of practice. So 5 years was training. After the 5-year training, they actually did the service. Now some say it depends on what type of work, because some work was heavy load work. Heavy load work needs training, so they had to do 5 years. So other work is much easier. One of the most common things that we know the Levim did, besides for the Shmira, which the Mishnah says the Shmira, the guarding around the Beis HaMikdash was done by the Levim. The Levim are famous for their Shira. They would do the singing. They would do the singing, the daily psalm in the Beis HaMikdash. Now, who was the first one that was doing the Shira? Was Moshe Rabbeinu. The Medrash Rabbah says, Kama Yegiyas Yoga ben Amram, how difficult, how hard labor Ben Amram, Moshe Rabbeinu toiled, Ad Shalimet Shira Levim, till he taught the pure song to the Levim. He himself was the one that instigated, started, and taught, and it took a lot of effort. Nevertheless, it's not hard labor like the carrying, and that, they say, some Mefarshim say, that it was actually started at 25. Now, the singing and dancing and all these songs is not something secondary. It's something very prominent. And even the kalim that they used, the instruments that they used are not considered as secondary. They're considered klei sharis, as holy as many of the other holy stuff in the Beis HaMikdash. Some of the mitzvahs that the Levim today do, the Levim wash the hands of the Kohanim before the Kohanim do Birchas Kohanim. The Levi today also gets honor that right after the Kohen gets the first Aliyah, the Levi gets the second Aliyah. And some even say that if there's no Kohen to bench, you should preferably give a Levi to lead the benching, and there's a reward attached to it that whoever does that, you will get the Arichas Yamim. Now, as I mentioned before, it says that the Levim used to guard the Mishkan. There is a fascinating Avnei Nezer. He holds that even today, the Levim are commanded to watch the Harabayas, even though the Beis HaMikdash is not Kayim.